Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a brand new series on the channel where I will simply be building things in my Minecraft world. So, a little bit of background context. What is this world? This world is the same world in which I made currently 3 World Tour videos on. So the first of which was around a year ago, the Beta 1.7.3 World Tour, which I'm sure a lot of you probably found my channel through. And then I also made one after that one, around a month, and I actually made one around a month ago now, essentially acting as like a 1 year later thing, just showing everything I've done in the past year. So in that video, I expressed my frustrations that I didn't really feel like I did enough work in this world in the past year. I felt like I had done like the minimal amount of effort compared to the year prior. And I thought that one good way to possibly try and increase the amount of production in this world was to start a video series. So that's what we'll be doing today. I'll just be working on some builds and I guess seeing how we go. So, all that out of the way, the objective for today brings us to this region of the world, which is the Bayside Strip Mall, and more specifically to this plot of land right here. So the build I want to make today is just a simple set of shops, pretty much in the same style as these 3 over here, which I believe I made back in 1.8, so they've been sitting here for quite a while, and funny enough, I don't think they're actually completed. Yeah, no, no, this one is still empty. Okay, we'll worry about that later, but this block right here is where I want to put in another little assortment of shops in a similar style to these 3. Maybe just a little bit different. Instead of using woods, I might use different blocks and stuff. But I've got 4 ideas for shops, so there'll be 4 shops, so 1, 2, and then there'll be 3, 4 on top, which I'm planning on having the access point for those shops be around the side here, so I'll probably have like a road offshoot here, and you can access the shops from there. So the 4 ideas I have is, number 1, a fireworks shop. I've thought of maybe doing some kind of fireworks shop because I feel like they're a really cool feature in the game that isn't really utilized much. And I thought it'd be nice to, I guess, sell them or something. So yeah, I'll probably put myself a little fireworks shop right here. Right next to it, I was thinking of doing some kind of trinket store, just selling a bunch of random shit. And then above, I haven't really thought them through, but one of them I was thinking of doing some kind of like beach supply shop since, you know, the beach is right there. And the one right next to it, the idea I came up for that one was to do some kind of, I guess, tropical item store or some shit. Not really sure. But yeah, that is the ideas for today. Now, I clearly haven't gathered the materials, I'm realizing now. So what I'm going to go do is just go get all the materials that I need. And I will meet back with you all in a minute. Alright, welcome back everybody. I've gone ahead and gotten everything that we need for this build. Just put it in both these double chests right here. So what I've also done is gotten a mod to help me with this, which is Lightmatica. Bam. I was debating whether or not I should use a schematic, but I thought I would just use one just to get the general idea. I got a bit carried away from the whole general idea thing. I kind of ended up just building the whole thing, but I'm going to at least follow this closely. I didn't put as much detail into it, so we'll kind of just be fixing things up. But as you can see, this is the way it's going to go. You got the 2 stores at the bottom and then the 2 at the top. Just going around here. So like I said, we'll bring a road that goes through connecting to those. And yeah, so the first thing we're going to need to do is obviously start digging away at the terrain here because we don't actually have the proper room. So let me go ahead and do that and we'll get started right after. Alright, there we go. This is the area in which we will be building. So if I go ahead and enable this, we should perfectly fit. I believe, yep, looks about right. But yeah, there we go. So fits in perfectly. So the first thing I want to do is actually get the outline of the building done. So we'll just go ahead and grab this stone brick and do this whole outline stuff, and then we'll start filling it in. Alright, there we go. There is the general outline of the building. So yeah, I've just gone ahead and done the stone brick frame to it, and then we can just kind of work on filling this in. One change I did make though, you can see right here, it does show that the block here is wrong, and that's because in the schematic I used stone brick stairs, because I was making it similar to this, where there's this little gap there, just to add a little bit of, what's the word I'm looking for? Bit of depth to the build, that's it. Just add a bit of depth, but I decided that, I might do this instead by putting a stair and slab pattern just across the side here. So let me just quickly demonstrate that. Alright, yeah, I do think that looks a bit better than having it like this. So yeah, what I might do is actually change this building to have the same feature later. I won't do it now, but we can do it after this. Alright, so the first building I want to start with, or the first shop I want to start with, is the fireworks shop, which is going to be right here. So go to the schematic. This is the general look of it. We're just going to be kind of following that loosely. So I did get some concrete, which I haven't actually turned. Okay, hold on. Let me turn this into concrete. Give me 1 second. Okay, there we go. So I've gone ahead and converted all these into concrete now, so we can finally use them. But the pattern I'm going with here is literally just the color scheme of the fireworks. I think it was just a mix, something like that. That should work. And for the windows, I do want to put some stairs here. Let me do that. There we go, and then we could fill that in with glass. I've done it wrong. It's meant to be one lower. Just like that, and then there we go. So that's how the windows will be. And the door is, it's a stone brick and stone stairs. There we go. That'll be the entrance. Alright, so for the floor design, I'm continuing my my recent trend of doing these checkered floor designs, which I've just been a big fan of lately. And then for this wall here, I'm going to continue the pattern that I have here. There we go. Let me just build up these walls here as well. I don't think I'll do any patterns on these ones. But actually, the back wall, I think I did have a pattern in mind for here. Okay, a couple extra things actually. I realized that I packed this stained glass away, and that is because I actually was gonna do a colored window design. So let me just do that instead to fit in with the whole theme. Something like that. There we go. Maybe I'll alternate them actually. Let me switch them around. White on bottom, red on top. There you go. That looks pretty nice. And I'll also just get some glowstone for the ceiling. So it is really dark inside. So the way I want this shop to work is it's kind of like a build your own firework type of thing where you can buy all of the necessary materials separately. And also maybe buy some like ready to use fireworks. So I'll probably here, I'll do like a display table. I've been doing this a lot of my shops recently, where I have like a display thing like right at the front windows, so you know any new products and stuff can be advertised right there. And then we can have a some kind of central table, I think. Just bring it out like that, because I think I want to do some tables here too, maybe like that over there. But if we do, yeah, about that big. We could have the main stuff be here. So we'll have like gunpowder, paper, and or whatever else will be there. And then we could even sell tier 1, tier 2, and tier 3 fireworks, or flight duration 1, 2, and 3 fireworks just laid out like that without any effects on them. And then over here, how many effects were there? Sorry, I've got to take a look. Okay, so I think there's about 6 effects that I can do. So here we go, 1, 2, 3, 4, which is the burst effects, I think. And then there's the 2 trail and twinkle effects, which I can put over here on this table. So 1, 2. And then, yeah, I think that actually, yeah, that goes pretty well. And then we can do tier 1, 2, 3 fireworks. And then we can do paper, gunpowder. Yeah, maybe just firework stars, like ready to use. Oh, wait, no, we could sell dyes here. That's it. Because you got to use dyes for the colors. So I think I'll put dyes right there. And the way I'm thinking I'll do this is, just like hiding some barrels underneath here. I did actually make a ton of them, so let me just grab them. Yep, I made a lot more than I needed, but we just kind of dig up the floor like this. Around, and then we can do a bit of this. Very lovely. We could do the same for all these as well. And then we can have the counter be right here. I'll probably just do it that big. I don't really think it needs to be any bigger. I think that's perfectly fine. Alright, let me go grab some item frames. I don't know if I actually got any. I didn't. Okay, let me go grab some for my house. Give me 1 second. Okay, there we go. I've gone ahead and grabbed all the item frames necessary. So we can just go ahead and plop these down just on these tables like this. Now here, I guess I'll just put down some fireworks on this. It's going to be a bit shit for the display window because a little bit hard to see. It doesn't really make it clear, but Yeah, I reckon I'll just do that, and then same thing here. And what I'm also thinking is we can get a little overhang thing here. Let me grab some oak slabs if I have any. Okay, then we can just kind of do this. And on these, we can put down some signs. So we do have a empty bit of space right here. And what I'm thinking is, since this store sells every single one of the components individually, I was thinking of maybe having like a crafting table here and having it be like some kind of like build your own fireworks station. So I think I'm going to roll off that. So we'll just quickly make ourselves another workbench here. Pop that down. And maybe we can have like all the materials kind of like on the wall here. Like, you know, like gunpowder, the trail effects, whatever. Chuck that all there just to kind of show it off a bit. And just grab that back, and then we can replace our item frames. I might put a sign up there actually, just saying like build your own fireworks station or something. So with that done, we can move on to the neighboring store right here, which is a trinket store. So I've decided to just simply make a store that just sells a bunch of random things. So that's what we'll be doing there. Let me just bring out all the materials I need. So having a look at the schematic here, similar to the other one, we're using concrete again. So I've decided to use light blue concrete and purple concrete here, just because I thought it had a bit of a whimsical feel to it, I guess. So if we just kind of fill that in, that's pretty much how it's going to be. And if you can take a peek inside, I did actually decorate this one. You can see just a bunch of random items assorted here, so we'll just be kind of adhering to that. You can see 2 beacons right there. I don't think I'm going to stick to that. I do have the means to get those beacons. I just don't think I want to be selling them in a trinket store. So I'll save something else in that place. But yeah, let me just go ahead and grab everything that we need and we'll get started. Okay, so that is the general part of it done. So I've gone ahead and laid out all the signs and stuff. As you can see, there's all the shelves. Again, with that really ugly sound. I do not like it at all. Jesus. Anyways, so the place, the name of this place, sorry. The name of this place is Trinkets and Doodads. So just giving it its name since it's a random trinket store just selling random bits of gear and stuff. So I thought that name would be fitting, I guess. Not much to really say about it. But we can go ahead and grab these barrels and start placing them. So for these top shelves, I do want to just place the barrels like this, and then have the item frames on top, which I have yet again forgotten to grab. So we can just put all the item frames like that, and the bottom ones here, yet again, I'm just going to continue the same thing as before and just hide the barrels underneath. Probably should have done this by placing the signs, that would have been smart. And then this area, I'll just do 2 on top. And I'll probably leave these open because one of the items I had for sale here, as you can see, is the ender chest, which I will sell. Where'd the beacon go? Yeah, I guess it's just disappearing now. Okay. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to be selling the beacon here, so just forget about that. Pretend that's not there. The area in which you'll be buying the ender chest is on this shelf. I just don't know what's going to go next to it, but we'll figure that out later, I guess. I did already grab some spare ender chests for here, so I can actually place those down. There you go, that's about all I can do. And the rest of it is just gonna have to wait. So if I just do all that, and same there, there we go. Alright, that's about all that can be done right now. Yet again, similar to the other store, I'll come back and try and fill all this in as much as I can, and we'll have a look at the end of the episode once all that is done. Okay, so we'll just start by plotting out everything. So going back to the schematic again, these 2 I've actually kind of filled out as well, so we'll just kind of be adhering to the schematic here, just kind of following it as much as possible. Alright everybody, welcome back from the montage. So as you all just saw, I went ahead and went through all of these shops and just decorated them to the best of my abilities. What we'll do now before I end the episode is just go and run through all of them, and I'll give a little bit more detail. So I'll go ahead and start at the fireworks shop over here. So as you can see, it's pretty simple, this one. There's just everything's just been placed in its necessary spots. So you know, you got like the ready to use fireworks. For these I just used the regular firework rockets. I didn't want to actually make ready to use ones because this is not where you'll be grabbing them. These item frames are just to show where you know, all the items are, and then the area you grab them is from these barrels down here. Currently they're all empty. I haven't made any resources for them, but later on they will be filled up with items and stuff. And yeah, same with all of these. You know, you got all the different star shapes. I had to skip out on this one, which is the mob head, because I actually don't have any mob heads on me. I could have put a wither skull here, but I was thinking of getting a creeper head, and yeah, I haven't actually gotten any yet. So whenever I do, I'll go ahead and place it there. Once again, I just want to say the prices are just random. They don't actually mean anything right now because I don't have a proper economy set up in the world, but later on they will actually be the proper prices. Over here, the ready to use firework thing, I just kind of put a bunch of the ingredients together along with the firework star I just had lying around. So that's what this is. Well, not the ready to use, this is the build your own firework station, sorry. Moving on to the store next door, we have the trinkets and doodads store. In the concept for this store, I did actually have, I think this was a prismarine crystal And I think this was a name tag right here, but I had to skip out on those because I didn't have them. I actually used the last of my prismarine crystals for sea lanterns, and I didn't have a spare name tag. And I think the bottle of enchanting was kind of cooler as well. But heading inside, one thing you may notice is the signs are empty here. Again, relating back to what I just said, I don't have final prices for these, and I just simply decided, oh, I left an A on that sign. But yeah, I don't have any final prices right now, and I just decided to leave these ones empty instead of coming up with some random things. And some of these item frames are empty, so as you can see, this one right here, this is the sign for prismarine crystals. So relating back to that, I actually used the last of my crystals for the lanterns in this shop. And this one here is meant to be a total scoot one, but I haven't actually gotten any in this world yet, so whenever I get any, that will be in that spot. This spot right here is empty because I have no idea what to put there, and I could probably move the slime block there, honestly, but I just decided to give it its own spot since that area was kind of empty. But yeah, maybe I'll change that later. And yeah. And yeah, so relating back to the slime block, the concept of this building, as we saw in the schematic before, did have a beacon in its place instead, but I thought that this isn't really the appropriate store to be selling a beacon, so I just went with another random block, and the slime block was the first that came to mind. And heading up to the stores on the second floor, we have the tropical store over here, or Tropica is what I named it. So heading inside, there's just a bunch of jungle related things, or just, I guess, warm biome related things, because you got the cocoa beans, jungle saplings, which are rotated the wrong way, jungle leaves, bamboo, and you got vines and sea pickles for sale as well. I decided to put sea pickles in there because, you know, warm oceans, tropical, whatever. And over here's a fish tank. This is meant to have tropical fish and stuff, but the nearest tropical ocean is quite far from here. So once again, this is something I'm leaving for my own time or just another episode because I just couldn't be bothered. Again, signs are empty because prices haven't been decided yet, but once they are, they'll be filled up. But that aside, heading over to the next store, which is Kurt's Beach Supplies, we could see this one is probably the most empty of them all because I really didn't know what to actually put here. The armor stands here, these are pretty much meant to be like swimming gear and stuff. So, you know, you got swimming shorts and I guess swimming tops as well. These banners and carpets right here are meant to be beach towels, since, as I said before, there are some beach towels on the beach, and I guess this is the area where the beachgoers buy their gear from. So I decided to sell some towels here too. But these empty shelves right here, I don't actually really know what I'm going to be putting there, so any suggestions, feel free to leave them because I don't know what to put. But that pretty much concludes that. I guess one more thing, this shop does have a sign that says open 5:45 AM to 6:30 PM. And this is a thing I started doing with some of my stores where the doors actually open and close depending on the time. So over here you can see a daylight sensor that's in the floor here. And then obviously when it becomes night, the door over here closes. Okay, one thing I actually forgot to put in was a pressure plate inside. So just in case the door closes while you're in there, you could still get out, but you can't go back in. But yeah, so the times here are actually the actual times when the door opens and closes. I use the minimap mod, which shows the time in 12-hour time to get those. But yeah, that pretty much concludes everything for this episode. So once again, I decided to keep everything kind of short for this video. I didn't want to go too crazy, just to kind of see how I go, I guess. Yeah, make my first video in this world and do something a bit simple. But in future videos, we'll be doing stuff a little bit more advanced than this, hopefully. But yeah, so if you guys did enjoy, feel free to leave a like, comment, subscribe if you want to join along on this journey, or just check out my other videos. And if you have any suggestions, feel free to leave them in the comments, or feel free to join the Discord, link in the description. You could leave suggestions there as well. And yeah, so thank you all for watching, and I will see you all next time.